So thank you for joining me today to learn about how you can enhance your contact center with Agent AI. I'm Ruchi Gupta. I'm part of the product management team, and I'm joining you here from California. And I really appreciate you all joining this session. I know they're competing sessions, so your time, hopefully, it's well worth it. So today, what I'll be covering is really the why of Agent AI. Why do we need, I always prefer to kind of talk about the whys and then go over the product overview, some of the capability. Also look at how our platform is very modular. So I know you heard about XO platform. There are a lot of capabilities, but we know the customers have other applications running, and we want to be part of your journey based on if you want to pick certain areas, certain products from our product family, we can integrate within your system. So really it's instead of a product, we look at it as a platform. And then last but not the least, I'll be covering some of the new capabilities and then also a peek into the future. That's basically our roadmap. So just a generic disclaimer, most of the product guys will actually showcase a disclaimer slide. Some of the content we are presenting is roadmapped and could be subject to change. Okay, so let's look into the why, right? If you attended my session yesterday, I showcased this slide. This is a survey from Strategic Contact, and they surveyed the contact center leaders on their top challenges, and based on those, some of their top priorities. And it's an eye chart. I'm not expecting you to read this, but I'll summarize it for you. The first is really increasing workload within the contact center. That's when businesses are moving to digital, and COVID accelerated that. Everybody has a digital storefront now, and that has made the number of queries coming into the businesses many folds. And how do businesses take that and really implement automation, infuse AI to handle that increasing workload? The second one is really around agent. Agent hiring, agent attrition has been a challenge within the contact center space from the day it began, and COVID accelerated the attrition. So typical attrition would have been 30%, hovering around 30% on an average. COVID, we saw it go up to 50%. I just heard some customer talk about it earlier today that they actually witnessed close to 80 to 90% of attrition with COVID, right? So agents have increasing workload. They have a lot of application on a typical agent's desktop. They are running 4 to 8 applications. They're trying to find information. It's really hard for them. And they're switching context, right, between the applications. So how do we actually infuse AI to make agent job easy? So this particular session is going to be talking about that. How do we take AI, and make it easy for the agents? So if you look at this particular, some of the stats here, 60% of the failed first contact resolutions are because agents don't have access to the right information, right data to be able to answer that query. So that's why you're having the failed FCR. 26% of the customers, when they're interacting with your agent, they show frustration because apparently the agents don't have the right information to help the customer. They may be empathetic, but they're always saying, oh, we don't have that information. You may have to call, or you may have to connect with us later. So that's a source of frustration. And then 50% of the call center managers have said, they haven't really empowered their agents. So that's a real challenge because, with increasing workload, you want to kind of provide your agents with the right tools. Now let's look into where is the agent's time being spent as they are going through an interaction, as they are helping your customers. And it's, really the 25% is when the agents are really focused on the customer and providing the service. The rest of the 75% is really the agents looking for information. They're trying to connect with an SME in their back office, or they're duplicating or putting some data into a CRM, or trying to pull and push data from a CRM. And then of course 15% activity goes into the post call. So 75% of this interaction, there's scope to automate. There's a lot of scope to automate this. And the automation is not really geared towards hiring less agents. It's really making them more efficient so that the persona of the agent is elevated from agent to an expert. So the easy stuff is going to be solved by your bots. The easy queries, when the customer is really connected to an agent, they are really talking to a brand ambassador of your business. They're talking to an expert of your business. So we need to empower them. So that's really kind of looking into what are the potential areas we can automate. How do we actually move the agent to an expert persona? Now looking into where the agent AI really fits in. So you may have seen a lot of content around our XO platform. This is we taking our different product and really unifying it within the XO platform so that it's easy for you to discover and it's easy for you to grow as you choose to add on more products. We have the enterprise and the platform services, and the agent AI sits in parallel to contact center. You can choose our contact center and agent AI better together, but if you are already on a different contact center, you can start your journey with simply using our agent AI. So we are very modular in that aspect. And this is another kind of pictorial depiction on where agent AI fits in with respect to some of the channel experience. So the area I wanted to call out is agent AI is part of the XO platform, but you see a outside box here that's really indicating that our agent AI also can sit as a widget into a third-party desktop. That could be a CRM or a third-party CCaaS system, and we do have customers using it in that particular manner. And then a couple of things, we have unified the platform, so a lot of common capabilities like user management, app management, analytics are part of the platform. So they are, you can start with agent AI, you create certain users, you create analytics. Later you would want to add automation. Some of that work you have to do is already done. You're very familiar. You can add automation. Later, a couple of months down the line or a year down the line, you want to use our CCaaS, you can start doing that. So very, very flexible and modular in that aspect. Now let's go into, what are the capabilities on a very high level, what are the capabilities of agent AI? So I've just summarized it. Agent AI is really infusing AI, both conversational AI, Gen AI, so that agents are more efficient and they are focused on providing exceptional service to your customer. Key capabilities, being able to offer dialogue task capability to your agent so that they can execute automated repeatable tasks like password verification or password changing or address changing. We also have suggested responses, next best responses. So with using agent AI that sits on our CCaaS or our third-party desktop, you can surface the next best response so the agent does not need to think what they need to respond to. We also have integration with your search platform, our search platform, where as the query comes in, the answer is surfaced to the agent, the relevant answer. Not only that, it also links to the document from where the answer is coming. We do real-time sentiment analysis, and that's both for utterance-based as well as speech-based. So based on the crutch words or if there is dead air, so we do speech sentiment analysis. We also have introduced 2 new capabilities. It's been a couple of months, maybe 3 months or so. Agent coaching, that's where in real time agents are nudged or they are sent hints based on a very simple if and then loop capability, and they can use that to provide better customer experience. And lastly here, the real-time playbook script. So in a lot of cases, let's say it's an insurance use case, a claim is coming in, you want to verify who is calling. You want to verify, the next step would be verify what the issue is and talk about that and then look into their policy and then respond back, right? So you can really script a playbook and then agents can go through this in real time. AI is surfacing the next steps and they can really help the customer. And then we also track the adherence of the playbook. So these are on a very high level. I'll go a little bit more detail into these features, but overall these are the features of agent AI. Looking into the dialogue task execution now, if you are already using our automation, that is our chatbot, it's very similar, but taking that chatbot or dialogue task and leveraging that for agents. So we are already providing it for your end customers. You can use the similar capability and surface that capability for the agent. So a lot of repeatable tasks can be executed through the dialogue task, and then agent can focus on providing the customer experience. So just looking at some of the screenshots here, you can say if there is a flow for ordering pizza, it would actually surface based on the utterance. It would surface, okay, this is the relevant dialogue task to execute. You run that. Agent in real time, let me see if the clicker, it's not. Agents in real time are being asked to ask customer relevant question. Okay, what kind of pizza do you want? Is it thin crust or is it regular? And all those questions you see here are being surfaced by AI, our Agent AI module, and then agent can simply follow these rules and respond to the customer. Again, you can see the Agent AI widget here that is sitting within our contact center desktop. So our contact center desktop has a browser-based interface. Within that, Agent AI sits as a widget right here. And you can see the two elements here. The first one is the dialogue task, where you can run the dialogue task and it will execute the payment. So let's say the customer is calling in to ask about changing their payment due date, right? That can be automated. You can that will surface based on the utterance. You can run it. It'll ask for some of the questions, when do you want to change the date to, what's the amount, and it's all handled by AI. But there's another snippet here, the answers, and that's the integration with our search AI based on the utterance. If you have set up answers, it'll show you the relevant response. It'll also link to the document where the response is coming, so that if needed, agent can refer to that. Some of these other setting within the Agent AI is when you're executing the dialogue task, agent can actually choose to go into this mode where it's actually list view. So this is pretty useful if you're on a voice call. So let's say you have a customer calling on a voice call and they're asking for payment change date. Instead of running a dialogue task which actually tells the agent to ask this, if the agent is experienced, they can go into the list view and they can actually ask the customer on the phone that which date do you want to change the payment to, what's the amount, what's the account number. They can input it and then execute, and this particular dialogue task is going to change the payment date behind the scene, right? So this is useful when you have a voice channel which is more real time. Instead of going through step by step, agents are already experienced. They can simply use this particular view to execute the dialogue task. Now, what we have also done fairly recently, actually in a couple of weeks ago, we have added the feedback loop into the dialogue task capability. So once you have executed the dialogue task, that the payment date has been changed, you can actually provide a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So if the experience was good, the bot was able to help the agent to execute that task, you can provide a thumbs up. If and there's no other content needed to be added because it was a good experience. But if the experience for the dialogue task was not positive, you can provide a thumbs down, and you can also provide some feedback around, wrong suggestion, incorrect intent. So that's relevant, and it goes back into the system to train the system. Now that was dialogue task. The next capability within Agent AI is really the answer retrieval, right? So within the enterprise, within businesses, you have a lot of data sources, your intranet, your document repositories, SharePoint, and for the agents to be able to go and look for the right information, it's quite cumbersome. So what we've done is we've integrated with our Search AI platform, where based on the utterance, if you turn this on, you have a choice, you have an ability to turn this off. But if you have turned it on, it'll go and look for the right information, and if there is a match, it's going to surface that, and it's also going to surface the document where the answer is being fetched from. And you can see, this is an example of a laptop screen repair. As the query comes in, the answers capabilities is activated and actually surfaces the answer, but also surfaces the link to where the answer is being fetched from. So this is very, very useful for agents, where they don't have to look for multiple data sources. The system, the platform does it for them. The next capability is really around sentiment analysis. So that's pretty important as customers are coming in, especially for customer support type of queries. They may be coming in with a negative sentiment. They may not be happy with some of the charges on their credit card, or their internet speed being down since 1 year, and they're not been able to fix. So we do real-time sentiment analysis as the conversation is coming in, and we do it both on the utterances that are coming in. So it could be based on price objection or competitor mention, but we also do it on speech based, so audio based sentiment analysis. So that could be something like, if there's a lot of silence, and if there is a lot of, we can detect some of the crutch words, things like that. So based on that, it's the graph can move up and down. So it's from green to red, and then hopefully with the exceptional customer service, your agents can move a negative sentiment to a positive sentiment. So that's part of the platform as well. Now let's look into some of the configuration screen and what all you can turn on. So Agent Assist, Agent AI capability is available for a variety of channels. So as you can see the drop down here, you can enable Agent AI on chat, voice, or fairly recently we have added it for email as well. So it's available across channels, and some customers may not turn it on for all, but you do have the choice to do that. And then you have other capabilities which are listed here, where you can turn on agent coaching, agent playbook. Some customers may not want to do that right away. They may want to first train their agents on certain features like dialogue task and answers, and then move on to the next level of features. So that's available. And then send button, copy button. So as the agent AI is surfacing the responses, the agents can send that response, or they can copy that response and then modify it and then send it. So all those capabilities are here. Then summarization is also part of agent AI, so you can turn that all. Proactive mode is what I want to talk about a little bit more. So proactive mode is when agent AI is functioning, and in real time it's actually looking into the utterances that are coming from the customer side. So actively looking at that and then surfacing the response or the capability of agent AI. But there are use cases where customers don't want to use it in proactive mode. They it could be a noisy contact center and there's a lot of agents. They want to provide the agent AI capability, but in a more offline mode. So agent can go ahead and execute the dialogue task because they know what to do. They know how to change the payment date. So they can do that. They can execute the answers module. So that's the offline or the reactive mode. And proactive mode is really the real time looking into the utterances that are coming from the customer side. So this is the, there's a settings tab. The other thing which we have recently done is, I'm sorry, the slide is being cut a little bit here, but this is the widget here, the Agent AI widget, and these are some of the tabs. We have optimized based on feedback. We have optimized some of the tabs here, but there is a setting tabs. Our Agent AI can be localized in several languages, and I covered some of that yesterday, but this particular widget can also be localized here. And then, yes, so if you look at some of the tabs here, what we have done is we have optimized it. So for chat experience, we have optimized the tabs into 4 tabs. Search is really, finding the answers and your preset dialogue task for this particular use case. My bot, searching for that. Assist is the main tab of the Agent AI, and then setting is where you can set the languages and other configurations. So that's all available. We have optimized those 4 tabs for chat. For voice, we have 5 tabs, and we are continuously looking for feedback. So, our customers are very proactive. They're also providing us some really great feedback, and we are taking some of that and putting it into the product. So I wanted to talk about, this is my land the balloon slide. I often, okay, that's great, Ruchi, you showcase some slideware. Is it real? Yes, it is. And we have a customer who is in retail. They are using some of the agent AI capabilities like next best action and redefining their kind of customer experience and operations. They're looking at use cases like advanced ticketing, tracking, return orders, and store details. Their business needs was really around improvement in first contact resolution, and that is a real pain point. If the agent is not empowered, they're typically not going to solve the problem, and the customer may need to call or chat again because they didn't get the query resolved. Agent AI also helps tremendously in onboarding newer agents. And with COVID, when COVID hit, a lot of BPOs were the very first time they had remote agents. They had to send their agents. They were working from home or from some coffee shops, and they had to onboard because of the high attrition. They had to onboard newer agents, and Agent AI actually helps with that, where it's really surfacing everything, all the responses that are needed to be given to the customer. So that was one of the other goals. And then reduce the dependency on some of your SMEs, because your SME is right there in your application, right? So you don't have to call, somebody who knows the system. The system is your SME. And then, of course, some of the metrics, they had, 2,000 agents for Agent AI. They were configured. Not everybody was using concurrently, but that's something which was configured. And then in terms of challenges, we worked on certain capabilities they had requested, and we brought them into the product. So this is really a customer who's live with us right now. One thing which is pretty, asked about, okay, that's great. We want to use Agent AI. It's groundbreaking. You guys have a lot of features, but you know what? We are already on a particular contact center, or maybe a ticketing or a CRM system, and that particular vendor may have some Agent AI capability, but nowhere close to what we provide, and we really want to use that. Okay, that's fantastic. We can make that happen. We do integrate with most leading CC, contact center, CRMs, as well as some of the ticketing systems, where you can take our Agent AI and put it as a widget within that system. And there are two approaches, and we support both forms. So chat integration, you can use us for chat, you can use us for voice, or both. And the recommended approach for the chat is really the parent-child client-side recommendation, where agent desktop exposes events, incoming and outgoing. We have a wrapper that captures the message and pushes it into the Agent AI widget. Then for the server-side approach, because it's for voice, there is a server-side approach, and we support all three protocols here, SIPREC, so we do need the voice stream. So we support SIPREC, we support gRPC, and we also support WebSocket. So if you have a need to actually integrate Agent AI into a third-party desktop, we support that. And I've listed a few of them here: Genesys, NICE, Salesforce, Zendesk, Amazon Connect, but we have way more integrations than that. I think the slide did not allow me to add more, but and if you have something new that you would want to integrate with, definitely you can come and talk to me, and we can talk about how we can make that happen. With that said, we would love if you use Agent AI with Contact Center. That'll give you the best experience. So I always say that you can start with that, but hopefully you will get into core Contact Center. Okay, so what's new? What's coming? Let's look into that. And this is a slide which I often say, designing an AI system is very different from a cloud-based, regular software application, where we have to optimize for certain parameters. We need to trade off on certain parameters, and some of these parameters are really low latency, high accuracy, consistency, creativity. For an application like Agent AI, you want to be at the right here, bottom here, because you want to optimize for low latency. You want to really be highly accurate. You do not want your agents, your brand ambassadors, your experts to really give out wrong information. And of course, you want to drive consistency, right? You want to have that brand compliance. So that's key as well. So all these three areas needs to be optimized for Agent AI. Pretty important. Creativity is something which you would do when you're in Hollywood, looking into the next kind of movie, or if you're writing a poem, that would be a nice area to be fully creative and think outside the box. Okay, so let's talk about the agent coaching, which is fairly new. This is really a simple if and then framework which you can configure. to really surface real-time coaching for your agents. We use Gen AI here in terms of really kind of figuring out during the design phase and as well as runtime phase to really utilize Gen AI to surface similar utterances based on which you can actually generate the coaching. And then we also have speech-based triggers, so it's not just looking for some words being said by the agent or the customer. There is speech-based triggers as well, such as crutch words, dead air, and then it's very configurable where you can decide not only what features you want to display, but also the look and feel of the feature as well. Okay, so let's look into, you want to define the condition when there is an utterance, a particular utterance on price objection or something which is based on speech. And then based on that, you can surface to the agent in real time a nudge or a hint or even email to manager, right, just as an alert. So this is, utterance, speech-based, then you do, if based on that condition, then you actually put a nudge, hint or email to manager, and then assign, you can assign the coaching. Today it's assigned to all the agents, so it's, it's available for all, but in the near future, we are going to make it in a way that you can, select a queue or you can select a subset of agents and you can assign these coaching to them. So, as I said, if and then, when this happens, when the agent says, or when the customer, so you can look at both sides. When the agent says something or the customer says something, then do this. Then do this means hint or a nudge or email to manager, and then assign it to a set of agents. Today it's assigned to all agents, but in near future we're going to make it configurable. So that's available. This is the real-time experience. The bigger boxes you see are the hints, so they come with what to say. There's an acknowledgement. The top is a nudge, is a settled message with saying good job or offer discount, so that's a nudge, and it goes away. It pops for a second, it's all configurable, and then it just goes away. It's also color coded, so if there is something positive, it's green. If there is something that needs correction, it's orange. It's configurable. So now let's look into the playbook side of the things. Playbook is really valuable when when the inquiries are coming in and the agents need to follow a certain kind of steps. So verify the user, ask them what they're claiming about, what's the vehicle. So if it's a claim for an accident, what's the vehicle, what's their policy. So very easy to set up a playbook, and also helps in onboarding of the agents quicker because they know what to do and it's all set for them. So let's look into this. You could set up a playbook where it says, okay, ask the customer for their policy number, verify the customers, and as the playbook steps are being executed, it'll mark them yes, done, and the ones which are left out are not going to be. And then it's a 360 loop where you can also, once the playbook has been executed, the supervisors can look at the adherence score. So, okay, how many of my agents are adhering to the playbooks? So that data is also, it's always a 360 loop experience. So again, as I was talking about, you can set the playbook, it'll go through that, file claim, follow up, and then the resolution steps. It's all configured and very nifty for onboarding newer agents, or even for agents who have been in the business but they need to follow a certain steps for compliance reasons. This is fairly useful. Now, I often get asked, where are we using Gen AI within Agent Assist? We are a conversational AI vendor. We are recognized by Gartner and other industry analysts, but we've already infused a lot of Gen AI into our platform. So real-time coaching is where we are using Gen AI, similar semantic utterances. You can, during the design phase, even adherence check, that's where we are using Gen AI. Real-time sentiment analysis, again, a place where we are using Gen AI. And of course, auto summarization is a feature within Agent AI that helps with the after call work. So that's again an area we're using Gen AI. And we have taken some community open source model. We have really optimized it and we host it on our side. So that's very efficient for some of these use cases. Okay, some of the quick benefits here. Definitely around the decrease in agent attrition, that's a big challenge within the contact center BPO industry. It's empowering the agents, moving them to an expert persona, 25% improvement in CSAT, 5 times faster ticket resolution because everything is being surfaced to the agent and they don't really have to go and look for information. And then of course a reduction in support cost is there as well. Now let's see, I'm going to play this video and then I'm probably going to come, let me actually go ahead here. So this is a new innovation which we are actually currently building. It's in POC stage, where what we have done is we have customers who are coming in on a different language. It could be Spanish, German, language of your choice. They're coming on voice and they are entering into our system, and we convert that interaction into a digital interaction, but the agents who are handling are on chat and they are English agents, right? And then Agent AI is helping them. So it's a full experience, and the reason it's pretty interesting is, first of all, there's so many technologies here. There's AI, there's ASR, TTS, there's speech, but there's this real-time experience from the agent side, from the customer side on voice, but on the agent side it's digital. So it's very interesting. We do have a customer in healthcare and telecom and media. They're actually in the early stage, POC stage. What the value here is, because the customers are coming in on a voice, and the agents, there's a lot of cost benefit for the contact center because they can house digital agents instead of voice agents, which are typically 3 to 5 times more expensive in terms, and they can serve their customers any 24/7. So they don't have to house voice agents. They can house voice agents 8 to 5, but after that it's all digital agents. They could be anywhere in the world, and they can be English agents. They don't have to house multilingual agents, but they can still serve their customers on voice and in different platforms. So that's the benefit of the platform. I'm going to play a video. The video is really about a customer coming in on German language. They are on voice channel, and they're trying to get their internet connectivity fixed. They're having some challenge in connecting to the internet, and the agent is responding with the help of Agent AI on digital in English. So let's look into the video. Hopefully it works.
Willkommen beim Support Desk. Bitte warten Sie, während ich einen verfügbaren Agenten finde. Bitte warten Sie, wir stellen eine Verbindung zu einem Agenten her.
This is our Smart Assist interface. You have Agent Assist there.
Vielen Dank fürs Warten. Sie sind jetzt verbunden, Himanshu Polwala.
Hi, ich habe Schwierigkeiten, meinen Computer mit dem Office-Netzwerk zu verbinden. Könnten Sie mir bitte helfen?
That was the customer talking in German on voice channel. It's converted into digital here.
Kann ich zunächst überprüfen, ob Sie mit dem WLAN verbunden sind oder eine Kabelverbindung verwenden?
Ich verwende Wi-Fi.
Okay, beginnen wir damit, zu überprüfen, ob das Wi-Fi-Netzwerk auf Ihrem Gerät sich. Können Sie das Büronetzwerk unter den verfügbaren Netzwerken sehen?
Ja, ich kann es sehen, aber wenn ich versuche, mich zu verbinden, funktioniert es nicht.
Ich verstehe. Könnten Sie bitte versuchen, das Netzwerk zu vergessen und dann erneut eine Verbindung herzustellen? Dies hilft oft dabei, die Verbindungseinstellungen zu aktualisieren.
Okay, so this is an experience where for the end customer, it's a voice interaction. It's an interaction in German. For the agent, it's a digital interaction in English. So it's a very interesting use case and there's a lot of optimization needed here because there's ASR, TTS that takes some few seconds, perhaps milliseconds, and there is optimization on Agent AI side. You want to surface those responses in a timely manner, and there are other things which we actually encountered. So for example, as the customer is talking in German and the Agent AI may be surfacing a response early on because they were able to detect you don't want to send that when the customer is talking because there'll be crosstalk. So you can still have that response ready, but we'd gray out the send button. So all these optimizations were done so that for the end customers, for all practical purpose, they do not know it's a digital agent and it's an English agent. So we did those optimization. For them, it's a real life chat.
So send is disabled until the audio channel stops?
Yes, that's critical, and so that's to avoid crosstalk. We also restricted the concurrency because for digital interaction, typically in a business, it's 3 to 5 chats typically the agents would handle, but because for the end customer it is a real-time voice interaction, we would disable the concurrency here. If one of these interactions is this mode, it's only one because for the customer experience. And then we also looked into, that's not something today, but for future we're looking at filler audio. So as the agent is actually typing or sending that information, you want to play some audio in that particular language, and it should be different from somebody will be with you shortly. It should be yeah nice, some kind of regular talk. So that they know that somebody is going to respond to them. Yes.
Does it rely on the typing, because that can actually take quite long, which then takes the human-like effect away?
Yes, absolutely. That's where Agent AI comes in, and it actually, yes.
You also need to match the intent and the picture.
Exactly.
This would be appropriate for this type, because if you can't really predict the
Right.
answers, it's going to be hard.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. So those are some of the optimization, very interesting. I think we are the very first, or one of the very first vendors to be doing that, but I'm excited. I'm an engineer by education, so these things excite me. So let's look at some of the capabilities in terms of roadmap, what we are working on. So as I kind of went through coaching and adherence, compliance and playbook already available, a lot of capabilities around integration. So we heard from you, we've been working tirelessly to build those integrations. In terms of first half of this year, a lot of Agent AI Assist experience has been modified, so making it more usable. That's already live. Agent Assist 3.0 is live. It's live for when Agent Assist is running within our contact center. It's going to be live for some of the integration because it takes some time, so we are going to roll that out. Offline Agent Assist, so that's the reactive, non-proactive mode where I don't have a real interaction within my interface, but I can execute a dialogue task, I can find some information if I need to, so that's something available. The unified XO you have heard about. Email channel integration, so the first phase is really around being able to use answers and dialogue tasks to get that information, and the agent will craft that email. The next phase will be actually the crafting of the email, right? So that's going to be the version 2. In terms of future, what's going to happen in the second half, and by the way, this is just a small list. There are other things we are working on, but just to give you an idea, in future, what we are looking at, Smart Compose. We already talked about feedback loop for dialogue task. We are going to bring feedback loop on both the answers as well as the sentiment. Is the sentiment be nice? Yes, no? And we are going to make a it's just, I think it's going to launch soon. Yeah, probably this month. Yes. Yeah. And so similar case detection. So if it's if somebody is within the contact center, they are really providing great CSAT or they are great sellers, we can detect those cases. These are highly rated agents, and we can take those and provide certain coaching to a newer onboarded agent. So that's going to be something we are going to be working on. Intelligent playbook, really kind of looking at some of the customer utterances and feedback into that. The agent best responses, this is another area we'll be working on, where we're going to take the best responses from the agents and then put it in terms of how do we use that in terms of coaching the agents. And then we're going to continue on working on some of the integration areas as well. So with that said, I think I'm towards the end of my session. Really appreciate you all being here, and thank you so much.